Transportation is an essential need for the tourism industry to thrive. From land, water, sea, and rail, a developed and interconnected transportation infrastructure has proven to be a booster for tourism to thrive around the world. One transport medium which has inspired tourism is the railway, renowned as an affordable transportation option for commuters, with the ability to accommodate mass traffic and lessen the burden on other transport options. Railway infrastructure is increasingly being embraced across the world. In Nigeria, railway infrastructure was first developed in colonial times to serve administrative and economic necessities, first in Lagos in 1898 and subsequently to other regions of colonial Nigeria. This infrastructure was an impetus for development of modern urban cities in Nigeria. In contemporary Nigeria, railway infrastructure is being adopted across states as a viable infrastructure for inter- and intrastate transportation of humans and cargoes. The Lagos Blue Rail Line is one of such modern railway infrastructure. In celebration of World Tourism Day themed Tourism and Peace, the National Association of Tour Operators (NATOP) hopped on an exploration of the Lagos Rail Line.
Hello everyone, my name is Goge and I am the founder of Green Ace Destination Management Company. Today being World Tourism Day, we are here at the Marina train station of the Blue Rail Line to mark this year's World Tourism Day. Now, as NATOP, which is the Nigerian Association of Tour Operators, we are starting this year's commemoration here. And the reason this is to show how key transportation infrastructure is important to the development of tourism.
Boarding from the Marina train station, the experience was for participants a scenic spectacle of Lagos. Making a stop at the National Theatre, the attendees explored the Universal Art Studio. From the National Theatre, all attendees further commuted to the Legacy Railway Museum, also known as Jekyll House. Jekyll House is a two-story colonial architectural piece. It was named after the former superintendent of the Nigeria Railway Corporation, late Francis Jekyll, OBE.
There is so much history embedded in this museum. I'd invite you to come with us as we take you around on a short tour of the museum.
In recent times, the building has been transformed to one of Nigeria's heritage sites and a destination for researchers and tourists alike.
You know, NATOP, for any World Tourism Day or any of our AGM, we use tour locations to celebrate what we're doing, and that's the mark. So we decided to look at what other tour sites that we have not visited. And I decided to say, okay, let's get on the train from Marina to the National Theatre. Let's do the train tour so that we can take people on train. We've done the land tour before. Let's do things differently. Most people don't really know this hidden gem. So, and people are not making noise about it. That's why we decided to use the Jekyll House to celebrate our World Tourism Day.
Today is World Tourism Day and it's being celebrated all over the world. So NATOP Southwest region decided to come to this amazing museum, which is very historical, very iconic. And we know that one of the things that the government of Nigeria has done for us in the past few years is building us a new rail line. So we wanted to see what the old rail line looks like, what the iconic view looks like, how it used to operate. As you can see, I mean, now the old rail line is a tourism attraction in Nigeria, right? And it's the museum called the Jekyll Museum. And we're happy to be here.
Yeah, my name is Adeomi Afolabiajani from Dew Travels, and I'm glad to be here. This is Jekyll House, and celebrating World Tourism Day. The theme of this year is tourism and peace, and we are here visiting Jekyll House. Wow, this is the first time I'm actually here, and I've seen a lot of things that has happened here. It's so wonderful, so good. Seeing all these colonial houses still standing till date after so many years. I wish the Lagos State government would do something more about this, to actually bring this to people's awareness so that we have a lot of people coming to see.
This is my first time here. I've never been here before, and it's a beautiful place. Jekyll House, historical. It is historical, original, creative, and I have been so much fascinated by what I've seen today.
Sited on a large lawn, the Jekyll House is a repository of Nigeria's history.
Why was the Jekyll named after this place? He came for the very first time and he joined the railways and he worked for 27 years and he retired. He was an engineer. But of course he was also a coach driver, somebody who drives it. The reason for which his name is ascribed to this place is because when he was on tour, it was a very privileged occasion for him. When the Queen visited Nigeria for the very first time, he was privileged to drive the Queen around Nigeria in a coach. So for that reason, there's no how you talk about the Queen coming to Nigeria, you don't mention Jekyll.
Also housed in the museum are photographic images dating from the 19th century. This visual exhibition offers tourists a photographic glare of the Nigerian society in times past, pre-colonial, colonial, and post-colonial.
We've just been visiting the Railway Museum here in Lagos, and we had a fantastic experience. We learned a lot about Nigerian history. We really understood how the railway system was developed here, and we had a fantastic time. I recommend everyone to visit this museum and to learn more about the history.
The museum plays a critical role in tourism all over the world. For instance, on our trip to Taiwan, you know, in Taiwan you can stay like 5 hours. You see buses and buses coming and going. And of course, like groups up to like 50, you know, all be taken around their museum. You know, because even in China, because you know mainland of China, but they don't agree that they're Chinese anyway. But so what I'm trying to do is that Nigeria need to revert that, go back, because histories are embedded in most of our museums. But nobody knows that there's anything there. Okay, and the sad state is we're talking about telling our story. Our story starts with the museums, because that is where, you know, it's like the CBN, Central Bank of, you know, our heritage and culture. Okay, but today, the trade is on the street. It's no longer within the walls. So you need to bring at least a representative sample. You can bring it Tafawa Balewa, you can bring Amina. At the National Theatre in the old days, it was Amina, a big statue. So why it was broken down, we didn't know.
We look so much at museums being a building, which is fine because, you know, that's where you contain them. But the museums is not just a dead place for dead things. It's a living, breathing, micro understanding, microculture understanding for culture. Museums are living places. So part of my research and what I'm doing is to bring the museums out and bring the collections out to the people. It's one of the ways you're going to get people to understand what is this, what's that, what's happening, who was that. And it can start by photographs. By having photographs in constant places, in the marketplace, in the shopping mall, in banks where you get a lot of people, then we start that conversation before you end up in a building.
This actually tells you that the train is coming, so you be careful. Interesting, man.
At the end of the tour of the Railway Museum, all attendees headed to the expansive lawn, wherein we had a thrill of cultural performance. Amongst the guests present to witness this auspicious celebration was the local government chairman of mainland local government, wherein the museum is domiciled.
In Nigeria itself, we have a lot of culture that we are not getting deeply into it. Especially in this our local government, we have a lot of stories that needs to be told. You know, there are a lot of our people that they don't even know most of these things, and we need to let them know. For example, like this Jeka house that you come, a lot of people they even don't stay in the local government. They don't even know this place. So tourism is to know more about our culture and make sure that we develop it and make sure a lot of people knows about it.
What we do is explore potential, tourism potential sites in Nigeria. And today we were at the Jekyll House and a lot of people were surprised by what they saw. We were at the Universal Art Studio and people were also surprised. Now the Universal Art Studio is a place where most artworks that you see in important galleries in Nigeria are cooked, where they are being made, but people don't even know where those big, beautiful, wonderful works are being produced. We took them there. That is the reason why we have Nigeria Association of Tour Operators. We explore hidden potentials to Nigerians, to tour operators, because we are in the business of tourism. We are in the business of tour operation. That is what we do. Tourism is business, and promoting these sites will also help us to preserve those monuments, because the more people visit those sites, the more money enters into their bank account, and the money will be used to preserve such monuments.
Our journey today started from the mainland. We conveyed our members to the Blue Rail train in Marina, and from there we took the train. It was such a beautiful experience. We took it to this Universal Studio of Art, and from that studio, well, at the studio we saw beautiful artwork that some people never thought we had in Lagos. From the studio, we are right here in Jekyll House that sits the oldest railway station in Lagos. People might wonder, why did we choose this tour around the train station and Jekyll House? This is one tour site that some people don't know exists in Lagos. Apart from that, the Universal Studio of Art is something some Lagosians don't even know. So we thought, why not expose this to Lagosians, so that when we have people coming to Lagos, we know where to take them. It's been a beautiful experience and we're having a great time. Happy World Tourism Day.
Tour operators in Nigeria. We are only at the top. Oh. We are at the top. Why I tell you that we are at the top is because the job we are doing, the job NATOP is doing, we are like unsung heroes. We are the ones that look underneath and see what those at the top cannot see. Do not be discouraged, NATOP. Regardless of whatever it is, you are the true heroes of tourism in Nigeria. And for that reason, clap for yourself. You deserve it.
While many enjoyed the pleasure of today's railway system around the country, a visit to the Jekyll House offers a tourist an up-close experience of railway development in Nigeria. Nigeria's pre-colonial, colonial, and early post-colonial times. With the strategic engagement of tourism practitioners with this destination, the Jekyll House and Yaba mainland local government is set to experience accelerated tourist presence.
Has it occurred to you that traveling by rail around Nigeria is probably the best way to move around Nigeria? Well, for those of you who love to travel as much as we do, stand by now for travel tips.
Lagos is a fast-paced and bustling city. Here are some tips and tricks to exploring Africa's most populous city. Bargain. In Lagos, bargaining is seen as a natural flow of events. When you make a purchase, always bargain for a price lower than what the seller proposed. Exchange greetings. Lagosians appreciate good manners above everything else. When in Lagos, greet people you interact with, or say a simple hello or good morning. It goes a long way in getting you familiar with people you run into. Learn a few phrases in the local language. After spending a few days in Lagos, some phrases should stick in your head. Common Yoruba phrases like Ekaro and Eshe are easy to remember and go a long way in making a good first impression. Always board colored vehicles. Lagos taxi and buses are denoted by yellow colors with black stripes. They are available at all times. Do not board unknown vehicles that promise to get you to your destination. Instead, use an online service to book a taxi. Ask for directions twice. Finding your way around Lagos can be difficult for a journey just come, especially in secluded places with unidentified streets. While traveling in Lagos, make sure to ask for directions from more than one person, but don't ask people who do not look responsible, or you might risk being misled. Carry enough change for little purchases. Most automated teller machines (ATM) dispense cash in 1,000 naira notes and 500 naira notes. Don't give a hawker 1,000 naira note for a 20 naira purchase, or you may end up in a squabble or have to do away with your change. And until same time next week when we do come your way again, we say bon voyage.
Aye, 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 aye. Goge Africa, Goge Africa, Goge Africa. Uza uza wa Goge, uza uza wa Goge, uza uza wa Goge, uza uza wa